Y'all ready? God gave me a message for you today. We're going to talk about the unseen blessing. The unseen. Is anybody in here want an unseen blessing? Have I got some folks in here? When I finish telling you what the unseen blessing is, y'all tune gonna change. It's gonna get loud up in here in a minute. It's gonna get loud up in here in a minute. What is an unseen blessing? Well, God says an unseen blessing is a blessing that I give you and you didn't even see it coming. Is there anybody in here want an unseen? Is there anybody in here? Okay, I got to get some folks excited. When you go to the mailbox and you receive a check in the mail and you didn't even see it coming, but the check came anyway. When you looked in your bank account and you seen some money in your bank account, you didn't even see it coming, but the money was in your bank anyway. You went to your job. You got a promotion. You didn't even see it coming, but it came anyway. That house you was looking for, you didn't even see how the house came, but this house came anyway. That joy you was looking for, that peace you was looking for, that righteousness you was looking for, you got it, but you didn't see it coming. Amen. But it came anyway. Is there anybody in here want an unseen blessing? Unseen blessing. Okay, so if you want the unseen blessing comes from an unseen God. Amen. Most people are looking for blessings at the stuff that they see instead of seeking the unseen. Who is the unseen? The unseen is the Most High God. When you pray to God, you don't spiritually. You just see God in your spirit, but you don't see God in your flesh. Is there anybody seeking the unseen God? The Bible says, ask and it shall be given, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door shall be open. Now, but listen, man, if you want the unseen blessing, you got to go to the unseen God. When you go to the unseen God in prayer, the unseen will show up on the scene. I'm just trying to help somebody. I said when you go to the unseen with prayer, the unseen will show. Is anybody need the unseen to show up on your scene? Some of you still ain't getting it. Watch this. Jesus said in John chapter 20, verse 29, blessed are those who believe and have not seen. I said, blessed are those who believe and have not. So first of all, if I'm going to go to him and ask him, first of all, I got to believe that he is. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6, he said that he that come to me must believe that I am, and that I am a rewarder to those who diligently seek me. He said, if you're going to come to me, you ought to believe that I'm going to answer you. Have I got a witness in here? There's some folk who pray and don't even believe that their prayer is going to be answered. But when you go down on your knees in prayer, you ought to already know that God has already answered your prayer. I said, if you're looking for that unseen blessing, Jesus said it's more blessed to believe than to see. To believe in the what? The unseen. Okay, now Mark chapter 11. I'm glad that mic went out. I can do it like I want. Mark chapter 11, verse 24. He said, ask and believe that you receive. Okay, when you ask it, you got to believe that you already received it, then you got to start acting like it. Yes. Yes. See, some of you got it twisted. You want to wait till you get it and then start acting like it. You got to act like it before you get it. Have I got a witness in here? If you want to be a millionaire, start acting like a millionaire. Can I get a witness in here? If you want to be a business owner, start acting like you already got a business. Go get you some business cards, man. Start passing the cards out like you already got an office. Get you a briefcase. Get you a desk. Act like you already have it. I said, if you want to see the unseen blessing, you got to ask, believe that you've already received. I shared something with the brothers the other night. See, some of you practiced the principle when you was a child. Watch this, watch this. There was a time, listen, some of you want to be pro football players, you want to be policemen, you want to be firemen. You get out in the yard, you'll make you a helmet. Y'all ain't hearing me. You'll make you a football. Yeah, you'll make you a basketball goal. And listen, your dad be standing at the door looking at you. Say, you know what? I got to go get my son some equipment. I can't have my son out there acting like he a football player and don't have the right kind of equipment. But God says that's the same thing. When I see you acting like what you want, then I'm going to start equipping you with what you need. Have I got a witness? When you start acting like, and God said, listen, I see that you want it bad enough. I see how you're acting now. You acting like you want it. Listen, man, people might call you crazy, but listen, I believe in crazy praise. I believe in crazy praise. Because if Paul and Silas was here, they'll tell you about crazy praise. They was in a prison locked up. They was bound in jail. They had nobody to pay their bail. But one said a prayer and the other prayed, sung a song. And guess what? The jail opened up at midnight. The blessing came down. Because they were looking for their unseen blessing. Unseen blessing. In the text, you got three kings together. The king of Judah, the king of Israel, and the king of Edom. Israel and Judah were split. Right. Reason why? Because Israel were worshiping idol gods. Right. Yes. They would go and worship Baal, a seen God, something they could see. Right. And you got to understand, there are folk in your house who worship idol gods. Yeah. And that's why there's division in your house, because they're worshiping what they see and you worshiping what you can't see. Y'all don't want to be the witness in here. But listen, but God is not the author of confusion. A house divided of itself cannot stand. So listen, if we can all just get on one accord and begin to seek the same God, God will show up and show out. So what happens is God causes something to happen that the three kings had to come together. Now watch this. I don't know what's going on in your house, but God has caused some stuff to start happening in your house that'll cause everybody to start coming to have I got a witness in here. Sometimes it's not always the bad stuff that's happening for bad reasons. It's happening for a good reason. God says, I allowed the bad stuff to happen so all of y'all can come to get y'all in here. You might have said, well, we lost our loved one. God said, I had to take your loved one to cause all of y'all to start coming together. Y'all don't like this kind of preaching, but it's real. Watch this. Listen, man. Listen, is it ever was a time that a family should come together is when a death take place. Huh? It when a death take place. And listen, a lot of you have had patriarchs, those that held the family together. And God took them for a reason. You might not understand it, but you won't understand it better by and by. He took them for a reason so he can bring y'all together. While they was here, you were all spread it out. But God said, now I'm going to bring y'all all together. I'm going to bring you all together. Watch this. Watch this now. Watch this. As long as Ahab was alive, the Moabites would not attack them. The Moabites wouldn't even fool with them. Right. Matter of fact, the Moabites used to bring their sheep and their ox and sell it to Israel. But when Ahab died, the king of the Moabites said, listen, man, you need to follow me now. You need to follow me now. Ahab is dead. So his son said, wait a minute. His son said, wait a minute, man. My daddy didn't teach me a lot. But he taught me enough to know that my God is greater than your God. Have I got a witness? See, y'all might have lost a loved one. But one thing, I know that your loved one taught you in time like these. It is a time that you fall down on your knees and you begin to pray. Have I got a witness in here that they taught you about when you begin to lose something? That's the time you need to reach out for your brothers and sisters and come together and begin to pray. So what he did was, he said, listen, I'm going to call Jehoshaphat. And he called Jehoshaphat and said, Jehoshaphat, I need your help. I know we've been divided as a family. I know I've done you wrong. And I know you've done some stuff to hurt my feelings too. But listen, let's put our feelings aside. And let's come together and fight this enemy that's coming up against. If I got some people in here ready to make up your mind, to put your differences aside and come together as a family and get ready to fight listen, your enemy wants to hurt you while you're apart. But he can't deal with you when you come together. So listen, he said, listen, we're going to come together. We're going to come together and we're going to fight. He said, but listen, how are we going to fight him? They said, well, we got to go through the valley of Edom. So since we got to go through the valley of Edom, we need the king of Edom. So they go talk to the king of Edom. The king of Edom said, I'll go fight with you. I'll go fight with you. For 7 days, they walked in the wilderness. Things were drying up. How many know that when you make up your mind and start walking for God, it seems like things start drying. Y'all ain't going to be real up in here. You got baptized, you turned your life over to God, and seemed like stuff just started happening.